And after completing the personal inventory, then the next assignment is to learn to listen and write. And this is introducing you to a process that can be a continual thing, kind of like creating a journal. And this is just the introduction to it, but it's more than just a one-time thing. And listen and write means that you listen to your feelings. We each have a conscience, or what we call a still small voice. Listen to that. Seek guidance from that and write the impressions that you have. For example, if you have a loved one that is struggling with an addiction, kind of go into your feelings and emotions. Well, what can I do to help this person? Or are there some things that I can do? If you listen and are really calm, thoughts and impressions will come to your mind. And that's what you write down. And then you can become more secure in this dialogue with the still small voice as you test out the things that this still small voice tells you to do. For example, you might be frustrated with your spouse because he had a recent slip. And then you go to the listen and write section, or you're doing your journal, and you ask the question. Well, first of all, you express your hurt and frustration. Is there something that I can do to help my husband get better so that our relationship can be better, so that I don't have to feel these things all the time and worry about him? If you ask that question and are very, very quiet and still and listen, impressions will come to you. Promptings will come to you. Write those down. And then whatever you have written down, follow through with that day as soon as possible and see what happens. It might be, say this to your husband. Don't say this to your husband. Approach him this way or that way. And as you test this out through actual experience and then follow up with it, you'll become more confident in these impressions, that they will lead you and guide you in helping you to become more secure inside yourself. Now, on occasions, maybe, the impression will say, no, your husband or loved one is exploiting you. He is not getting better. He has no desire to get better. And this is what you need to do. Well, then write that down too. And you've got to trust those things and follow them and see where that leads you. But follow the impression, follow your intuition, and test it out in day-by-day living, and then come back and do it again and again. And as you refine that process, you just become more and more grounded in this process of understanding who you are and understanding that still small guiding voice. Okay, and I just want to address, I know a lot of times I'm referring to spouses or husbands and stuff like that, because that's generally the population we deal with, but when I do that, it's encompassing loved ones, whoever that might be, a son, a daughter, or a female, or a wife, for example. It encompasses all of those things.